Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, especially in the NFC North, you already know that things are heating up. The Lions have been quietly building something special, and recent moves in free agency have only amplified the excitement around Detroit's prospects for this upcoming season. The latest, and perhaps one of the most significant, is the signing of a premier cornerback from the New York Jets, DJ Reed. That's right, the Lions have officially added a top-tier defensive back to their roster, and it's a move that could truly change the course of their season, and perhaps even their franchise history. Let's dive into the details because this isn't just a small signing, it's a statement. DJ Reed, a player who's proven himself as one of the more disruptive cornerbacks in the NFL, has agreed to a 3-year deal worth $48 million, with a whopping $32 million fully guaranteed. That's serious coin, and it signals the Lions' commitment to tightening up their secondary and making a real push to contend. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Reed didn't record any interceptions last season. Yeah, that's true, but numbers don't tell the whole story. When you watch his tape, it becomes pretty clear that Reed is a player who consistently frustrates top receivers, makes life difficult for quarterbacks, and most importantly, plays with the kind of scrappy, relentless mentality that's perfect for Detroit's defensive style. And let me tell you, this signing comes at a perfect time for the Lions. After losing Carlton Davis, who signed with the Patriots on a lucrative 3-year deal worth $60 million with $5 million guaranteed, the Lions wasted no time in finding his replacement. Reed fits the bill perfectly. He's young, talented, and just entering what could be considered his prime years. Last season, he graded out in the 70s across all major PFF metrics, which is quite impressive considering the level of receivers he was up against. Opposing quarterbacks completed just 46.3% of their passes targeting Reed, and he allowed only 2 passing touchdowns all year. His coverage stats are elite. Opposing quarterbacks had a mere 63.0 passer rating when they threw his way, and he defended 11 passes. That's no small feat for a cornerback in today's pass-heavy NFL. And let's not forget about the versatility he brings. Reed has played nearly 101 games in his career, consistently staying healthy and available, a rarity in today's NFL, where injuries can derail even the most promising seasons. This kind of durability is invaluable, especially for a team like Detroit that's trying to build depth and stability on defense. With Reed now in the fold, the Lions not only upgrade their secondary, but also send a clear message to their opponents. They're serious about stopping the pass and creating chaos for opposing offenses. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now this move isn't just about filling a hole. It's about elevating the entire defense. Detroit's defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, has been working tirelessly to craft a unit that can challenge the best in the league, and adding a player like Reed is a huge step forward. His experience defending some of the league's top receivers means he'll be a natural mentor for the younger corners, especially guys like Terrion Arnold, a first-round pick from last year's draft. Arnold's potential is enormous, and having a seasoned veteran like Reed to learn from could be a game-changer for his development. When you think about the Lions' long-term plans, developing a strong, young, and versatile secondary is key, and Reed fits perfectly into that puzzle. But this addition also has ripple effects across the entire defense. Detroit's pass rush, which was already showing promise last season with Aiden Hutchinson emerging as a star, now gains a new layer of support. With Reed capable of covering receivers with consistency, opposing quarterbacks will have fewer options, giving Detroit's front for more time to get after the quarterback. The Lions have a solid core of pass rushers, Hutchinson, along with rookies and veterans like James Houston and Charles Harris, who can now be more effective because they won't have to cover as long. This is especially crucial given the injury struggles they faced last year, where key players like Hutchinson and Alan McNeil spent time on the sidelines. The stability brought by Reed's presence means Detroit can stay aggressive and versatile in their defensive schemes. Now, let's talk about the team's overall situation. The Lions are at a pivotal moment. They've been building through the draft, adding young talent, and now they're making smart veteran signings that elevate the entire team. The goal is clear: return to the playoffs, make a deep run, and finally bring a Super Bowl trophy to Detroit after decades of waiting. The NFC North is no longer a walk in the park. The Vikings are loading up. The Bears are not to be underestimated with their recent offensive line improvements. And even the Packers, despite their struggles, always find a way to stay competitive. So, Detroit's moves in free agency are crucial to gaining an edge and asserting dominance. And speaking of the NFC North, let's take a quick look at what's been happening around the division. The Bears, as I mentioned, have invested heavily in their offensive line, which is a smart move considering their recent struggles along the front. Justin Fields now has a more solid foundation to work with, and if their new line can hold up, Chicago could see a significant uptick in offensive production. Vikings, meanwhile, have been aggressive in free agency, adding key pieces to their defense and bolstering their offensive weapons. They're not backing down, and that's good news for anyone who wants a competitive division. But Detroit's signing of Reed signals that they're not only aware of the competition but determined to outmatch it. They want to be the team that sets the tone in the NFC North, and with their recent moves, things are looking very promising. Now, let's not forget the historical context here. The Detroit Lions have long been considered one of the league's most passionate fan bases, but their success had always been limited by inconsistent defense and injury woes. Over the past few seasons, though, that narrative has started to change. Under head coach Dan Campbell, the Lions have adopted a gritty, relentless identity. Think of their kitchen sink mentality, always fighting for every inch, never giving up. Their recent draft picks and free agency signings have been geared toward building a team that embodies that same toughness. And adding a player like DJ Reed, who exemplifies that scrappy, competitive spirit, is a perfect fit. The Lions' recent draft class was also impressive, with key picks that address both offensive and defensive needs. Their offensive line, which was a concern in previous seasons, has been bolstered with young talent, giving Jared Goff more time to operate and making their rushing attack more dangerous. On defense, they've targeted speed, versatility, and playmaking ability, which is why Reed's signing is so strategic. It's not just about adding a good player, it's about fitting a larger puzzle that aims to make Detroit a real contender. The NFC North is theirs for the taking if they execute well, and these moves show they're serious about doing just that. Looking at the season ahead, expectations are soaring. Fans are excited, and rightfully so. The Lions have all the pieces in place: an elite quarterback in Goff, a dynamic young defense, and now a veteran corner who can lock down the best receivers. The offense has been steadily improving, and with a stronger pass defense, they'll be more balanced and difficult to beat. The division rivals are wisely paying attention because the Lions aren't just talking anymore, they're showing they're ready to make a statement. Their goal is clear: return to the playoffs, challenge for the division crown, and push deep into the postseason. The foundation is being laid, and this signing of DJ Reed might just be the spark that propels them into that next level. And I want to emphasize how important it is for Detroit fans to stay optimistic but grounded. Yes, the team has made some fantastic moves, but the NFL is a league of consistency and resilience. Injuries can happen, surprises can emerge, and other teams will keep pushing back. But the good news is, the Lions have created a solid core, invested in their future, and are showing a clear vision. Their defense, especially the secondary, now looks much more formidable, and that's going to help open up opportunities on offense as well. Jared Goff and the offense can play more freely when they trust that their defense can hold up. The offensive weapons are there, the defense is getting stronger, and with the leadership of players like Reed, the Lions are positioning themselves for a real playoff run. Now, for all of you out there, I want to remind you that this is just the beginning. Free agency is a long process, and there's still plenty of time for more signings, trades, and surprises. But what's certain right now is that Detroit is making a statement. They're not just content with being a middle-of-the-road team anymore. They want to be a powerhouse that's feared across the league. They're investing in their defense, developing their young players, and creating a culture of toughness and resilience. If they stay healthy and keep building on these foundations, the sky's the limit. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this move? Do you think DJ Reed is the missing piece to finally get Detroit over the hump? Are you excited about the team's direction? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us, and it matters to the Lions. This is the kind of energy that can really drive the team forward, and I want to see your passion shine through. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and all the latest Detroit Lions news, so stay tuned and keep supporting your team. The best is yet to come, and Detroit fans, this season might just be the one where everything clicks. Thank you for joining me today, and as always, let's keep that Lions spirit alive. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what this team accomplishes in the coming months. Stay loyal, stay loud, and let's roar all the way to the top. See you next time.